I saw somewhere that Dune Part 2 only cost $165 million and it looks still visually looks fantastic. Should studios like Disney learn something from this? So the reported budget for Dune Part 1 is $165 million. I don't know if there's a current reported budget for Dune Part 2. I've seen similar statements in articles pointing out that its budget is like $150 million, but it's under $200 million. Dune Part 2 is a movie that was shot during these COVID restrictions, where Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning was made, where Indy 5 was made, and those movies had big inflated budgets because of part of it being COVID. This movie was shot during that time period as well, but its reported budget is basically half of those other movies. What do I make of that? I am very confused by what that means. You look at the cast of Dune Part 1 and Dune Part 2 as jam-packed with big names, familiar faces. Some people thought Dune was boring. I can understand that. It's not a fast-paced action film. But no one was complaining that this movie looked bad. They created a movie. You're out on these distant planets, these other worlds, and it looks flawless. The production design, the creatures, the spaceships. They took us to another planet, multiple different new cultures, and it looked flawless for $165 million. Then a few weeks back, we got The Flash, which had more action and flashy things, but all of them looked terrible. And it cost over $200 million. And you go, where did the money go? And then Indiana Jones came out this last week, cost $300 million. Almost double the cost of Dune Part 1. It's globe-trotting, so it's at different locations, but it's still on Earth. And the de-aging still doesn't look quite right. So you leave the movie being like, oh man, it's so spectacular and awful at the same time. And then there's a shot at the beginning of Dial of Destiny where Indy's running on the top of the train. It's this big wide shot. And it looks unbelievably bad. It looks like a rubber band guy, like running on top of a train, like with his arms wiggling and stuff. Like, it's just terrible. And then all of these shots in the middle of the movie and people in chases where you see like the side of their face and there's like a fan blowing in their face and there's just like blurry stuff flying behind them. And it doesn't look in any way immersive or real. It feels like someone's on like a green screen doing like this one effect. And it costs so much more than Dune. I'm not sure exactly what that is. Sometimes a big part of it is when you have a director that people really want to work with and they go, this is something special, I'll work at a lower rate. When you're trying to work for Disney, who they're clearly just making another big franchise movie and they're going to throw money at it, you don't lowball them. You ask for a large amount and they pay you a large amount. And so that you start inflating numbers, where sometimes that's how these movies get made so cheap, is that people are just really excited to be a part of certain projects, and they view other ones as studio throwing money at a thing. And well, it's a Mission Impossible movie, and it's Tom Cruise. We know we can get money for it. Prices just keep going up. I think some of it's that, but to that point, Paramount, Disney, they need to just say, no, this is out of hand. Make an awesome movie for $200 million, which is still a huge amount of money. But they keep just allowing Little Mermaid $250 million, $300 million. Like everything is just costing way too much money. You just have everything tightening it up by $50 million, $100 million. It's baffling where some of these numbers are going. And you have movies like Dune that make people go, right here. You made this movie for half the cost of Indiana Jones. And you look at Extraction, the first one, made like $65 million, and you have an A-lister in the lead in the film. Practical, exciting action, a fraction of Indiana Jones. And it had more exciting action because it was practical. So yeah, I think Disney, they need to just get a hold of their budgets, tighten everything up, and rethink what they're doing. Because throwing money at everything, it's converted into a modern day blockbuster. It is just costing them enormous amounts of money, and it's not generating more money the way they think it will. Most of these clips are pulled from my weekly Patreon live stream. Join at any level and you can join the chat and ask all the questions you want. That's for as little as $2 per month. For $5 per month, you can get your name on my end card. For $25 per month, you can have a monthly video chat with me. Link is in the description for more details, and keep talking movies and TV too much.